Welcome, I'm Mark McPherson. We're going to have a bit of a look at how to master tough conversations. Now let's face it, some conversations are really tough. Now they may not be quite as tough as this particular one, but there's no doubt about it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes they're so tough that we don't even want to have them. Sometimes they're tough throughout the conversation, even though no one is particularly saying anything or doing anything, we know in our heart, boy, this is hard work. There are also times throughout a conversation when we actually want to grab someone by the throat and actually say, I really had enough. But of course we don't. We know how to handle a tough conversation, and one of them isn't to get angry. Though having said that, there are some people around who don't understand that rule. And sometimes, even when we've finished a tough conversation, they can be pretty upsetting. Sometimes afterwards, there can be an incredible amount of paperwork that we have to do as well. More and more often, we are having conversations with more and more people. We might not be in the same office, the same city, we may not be in the same state or the same country, but we're having them nonetheless. Now, sometimes they're face-to-face around a board table like this, fine. But other times, we're in these large offices where we're having conversations using technology and the person's just over the other side, or they may be well around the other side of the world. All we really want, of course, is what? We just want our conversations to go well. We don't want them to be hard, we don't want them to be tough. We have to talk tough sometimes to people. That's the tough conversation. We have to lay down the law. On other occasions, it's tough work because the person won't pay attention. We're trying to get them to choose an option that we're giving them and they simply won't come to the party. And sometimes we have to talk to people in authority, and it's hard work. Some of us are quite scared of repercussions, and sometimes rightly so. But it's hard to talk to people who are somewhat up the ladder. On top of that, some conversations are really tricky because we're dealing with rather sensitive and delicate matters. This is what we want to do. This is why we put these conversations off for way too long. And there's reasons for it. They're scary. They're tough work. We don't want to see people burst into tears. We don't want to have to get emotional. And none of us really, though there are some of us, of course, who do, but none of us really want to have to lay down the law to people. I think there's three common mistakes. And I think they're so common that people don't even realise their mistakes. And one of our common mistakes is actually labelling and name-calling. Now, we think we don't do it. We pride ourselves on not being that sort of a person, but in actual fact, you'd be surprised how often people say things like, oh, they're jealous, they're a clown, oh, they're incompetent, they're a fool. The other thing we do, I think, is we mind read. We like to think we know what's going on inside people's minds. Oh, I see what happened. I realise what's going on here. Oh, they wanted my job. Well, you might be right, but you might be wrong. When people actually have these conversations, I don't think they know what to do. They don't know where to sit. Should they be here? Should they be looking at this? Is it okay if we have other people in the room? I think we need to take control. We need to take control of these conversations, and that is not a dirty word or a dirty expression saying take control. It means take control so you know what you're doing, so you get the best possible outcome for all concerned. Number one, let's take control of the conditions. Number two, let's take control of what I call the scripts. And third, let's take control of what I call the deliveries. Now, I say the deliveries as a plural for a very clear reason, and that's this. You sometimes have to deliver a tough conversation more than once. I had someone recently say to me, I had that conversation, it didn't stick. I said, well, it's possible you didn't get the conditions right, it's possible you didn't get the script right, and it's possible then that your delivery wasn't up to scratch. So let's just have a look at those three. The conditions is absolutely everything that you can use as a fundamental groundwork for your tough conversation. Now, it's about the physical environment, it's about the social environment, it's about the emotional environment, it's about what your point is. If your point of the conversation is simply just to get it off your chest and say, this is what I reckon, fine. But if your point and your outcome that you want is to get people moving together in the same direction, that's a totally different story. Get these conditions right. Do you have a fallback position? What language will you accept in this tough conversation? Because in some tough conversations, language that we may not find acceptable in other cases rises to the top. The second thing, we really need to get control and take control of what I call scripts. if anyone knows me, they know that I love scripts. Now, there are people around who say every now and then, oh, I could never use a script, I could never remember it. Every time you stand up at a staff meeting, every time you go to a job interview or whatever it is, every time you stand up give a speech at a wedding, for example, believe me, you either have a script written out or you've got one up there in your head somewhere. You've gone through it, you've mulled it over plenty of times. All I want people to do when they have these tough conversations is simply to write it down and formalise it so there's less chance of making a mistake. It doesn't mean you can't be flexible. You get halfway through these conversations in your script and you go, boy, oh boy, this conversation's on a different turn, let's just put that to one side. Then again, another thing about having a script is that if you find yourself sort of going off track a little bit, you can actually bring yourself back. You have a script. It doesn't mean you have to stand there and read it out, but you need one. It doesn't mean when you have scripts that you do not have the normal niceties of any conversation. You don't just stand there and read out your script. It's a package. The third thing is the deliveries. And I say that, again, just to remind you, it's plural for a good reason. Every little movement that you do in a tough conversation can be seen as an affront. You need to be impeccable. Every hand movement you do, every look you give can be seen by another person as an affront to them, or it means something, or you're smiling, or you're looking like that. What they touch their face for? What's that about? So we need to be absolutely impeccable in those deliveries. To handle tough conversations and to master them, we need to 1, take control of the conditions. 2, take control of the scripts. 3, take control of the deliveries. Then, and only then, do we have to then get good by practicing. All the very best. It's been great talking to you. Have a great day. Look after yourselves. Look after your family.